Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Uh, this is a cool change to the Zoom meetings. So I have not used YouTube Live, but this seems like it's pretty easy to use so far. We'll see. So a couple things that I had planned to talk about for the Q&A. I did have someone last week ask about pretty much some volume intensity workout stuff. And then we had shoulder exercises, stretches for working at home. And then I did have a couple of announcements as far as what's new on my side of things. So I'll start with mine. So I started an accountability challenge for Samsung employees at Mountain View. And what that is it's a pretty low key challenge, kind of focusing on keeping or starting a routine if you don't already have one. So by the time we do get back to work, you don't feel like you're picking up from like starting from zero. So what this is there's a workout plan that you get for a week, and then one other task uh, to do that week. So you don't have to turn in any sort of questionnaires at the end of the week or an updated spreadsheet like the previous challenge that I ran. This is basically me being able to track what you're doing via the Bridge app. And what that is something that EXOS is offering for free at the moment, where you would sign up. You can either choose a program that's already made and follow that. You also get a consult with an EXOS coach, and they can fine tune what you're doing based on injuries, based on your goals, if you want to add a day, stuff like that. So how that links into the challenge is that everyone has their own different workout, and the points will be given if you complete those workouts. So everyone's got a different situation. If they can do 3 days a week, if they can do 4, if they have 30 minutes, if they have 10 minutes, a workout's a workout. Like we're all doing what we can right now. So there's no lack of points given or less points given if you can't do like a 5-day a week workout. And everyone's can have something different. So with that, and some more apps that I want to use in the challenge would be Samsung Health. If you're tracking your steps, I'm still working on trying to get people that I can follow. Otherwise, it's kind of on your own time to get your steps in. If you're following that kind of stuff, you could set that in your schedule to go outside, get some steps in. Starting to ramble. Moving on, the challenge is just going to hit on mindset, recovery, nutrition, and movement. So making sure that we're touching on all those pillars of health, and we can create those routines so that when we get back into the workplace, we can just continue where we left off instead of from zero. So accountability challenge. You did get an email that went out today with a little bit of information. You can always email me for more. Challenge technically starts this week, but this week is kind of getting your consults, getting signed up for the training platform and all that. And then next week, there will be a little bit more to it. So there we go. Next question I had. So last week, someone was asking about they work out 7 days a week and they're feeling a little bit tight. Are they recovering okay? Is it okay to work out that many times in a week? And naturally, I just want to say yes. Working out, when we have a gym that we go to, we've got all the heavy weights, kettlebells, dumbbells. We can kind of the intensity is a lot more in our control. Whereas if we're at home, a lot of the workouts are based on body weight, a lot smaller items that we're kind of using as makeshift dumbbells or resistance. So getting those 60 minutes in a day, whether or not it's high intensity or low intensity, I think is great. When it is body weight, I think that we could do a lot more volume of that, and it's fine for 7 days. a week, as long as you don't feel like you're not recovering from each workout. If you're slowly getting more tired each time and things are seeming more difficult, besides just muscle fatigue that we might experience when you first get back into training, um, that might that's going to happen anyway. But if you look at the other side of your week, if you're barely getting any sleep, if you don't have time to cook proper meals for yourself, to stay healthy, getting in, um, yeah, the 60 minutes a day, that I could see would bring down your level of performance if you don't have time to get in like the sleep and the nutrition. So I think the plus side of getting that exercise in every single day would be taking a break from work or just being kind of in our at home workplace, because I think it's really easy to stay seated and kind of get sucked into something that you're working on, or even getting sidetracked in something else if we're still spending a lot of time just on our computer in the same place. uh, that's that's something that we want to avoid. So I would say if you could work out every single day, I recommend it, as long as you are still getting enough time to kind of have your daily wind down, get your like 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and still be able to prep some proper meals without having to order a lot of ready-made meals. So yeah, long story short, I think it's good as long as you can make it work. Um, Cool. So next question I had, so shoulder stretches and some mobility work while you're at home. Uh, so I've noticed, and I've talked to a few members who are just really tight, experiencing either in the shoulders or in the lower back. So going back on practicing perfect posture, that's pretty much the best place to start. So if we're spending a lot of time sitting, it's easy to start folding forward. That's going to put a lot of pull on our lower back, and also our shoulders are starting to roll forward. So taking breaks to even just kind of check yourself where your shoulders are at. If you can roll them back, think about keeping your shoulders stacked right on top of your hips. There's a natural curve in your back, so trying to keep that going and not letting your hips kind of fold under and your chest dropping. You could even set an alarm in your calendar or on your phone just to get up and have kind of a movement snack. I've seen that on a couple EXOS Instagram profiles where people are calling them that. So I'm gonna try to get on that bandwagon. But yeah, if you could get up, just kind of move around, think about doing the opposite movements of sitting. So even just rolling your shoulders back, moving, extending your back, kind of getting that opposite stretch in, checking where your hips are at. So if you can feel them kind of shift forward, shift them back, like you're tucking your belt buckle back and forward. Those are some good breaks to take. Um, so yeah, it's just being mindful of your posture, because at the end of the day, if we're stuck in bad form, just like lifting weights, if our technique isn't right, we're gonna feel that in kind of the wrong places. So another thing you can do as far as stretching, since equipment is limited at home, then I think that if you don't have a band, you can fold up a bath towel, and you can use that um, attached to something uh, that's in the ground, and use that as something that you can hang on to and pull. So if you're pulling across, stretching your lats and your rear deltoids, just kind of putting pressure in that in different angles so that you can create a stretch from there. Another easy thing that you can do is using your own desk chair. So any chair with a back, you can just stand behind it, keeping your arms straight and putting your hands right on top, and just kind of bringing your chest down don't, and then we're focusing on your breathing, trying to get into a deeper stretch. You can also do use the back of the desk chair for reaching across, or even just doing the standard stretch here. Um, there is On that note, I will be making videos for stretching and mobility that won't be live. It'll just be uploaded to this site. And I'm trying to get something out every Thursday. So that'll have more of the actual interactive stretches on there. Um, so you can kind of follow along there. This is just kind of answering that question. So if you do have equipment like a resistance band or a massage ball or a foam roller, it's more so just making time to use it. I think that's the hardest part, is we can have all this equipment, but how motivated are we actually to use it? So I think setting time in your phone or your calendar to just have stretch breaks throughout the day, even if you're still just kind of walking around, still get that actual movement in, and that should help with that. And then look out on Thursday for some actual stretching mobility exercises there. Um, so those are the questions that I had uh, from you guys, and I did my announcement about the challenge. Another thing, since I'm 11 minutes in, this will probably be a short live session today, is that I did just post on the Instagram account that On It is having a sale, so 25% off. This week, I believe it's on supplements, and I made a post about some of the stuff I have, so you can kind of see it snuck in the corner there. Is that I use their protein for after workouts, or if I'm kind of short on time, need to put something together pretty quickly, just to make sure I'm getting the protein in every day. I use their mineral electrolyte drink mix, which makes it better than just drinking plain water all day. It adds a little bit of flavor. And I like to use it after I've been outside. California heat, we sweat a lot, so it's not just about getting the water back in, it's also getting your salts and your minerals. So I use that. Side note, pickle juice is also awesome, but if you hate pickles, then the mineral electrolytes is also awesome. The Shroom Tech, I use that on longer bike rides to help with energy. It's supposed to help with endurance. So if you run a lot, ride bikes, or you're outside doing long hikes, I don't know if that's a thing right now. That's a good supplement that you can add in. You don't have to take it every day. It's more so a couple hours before you actually exercise. A real food supplement that you can use for that is also beets. If you eat a lot of beets, it has kind of the same effects. Just fun fact. Uh, I also take the krill oil, which is a good omega-3 supplement. So I don't really eat that much fish throughout the day. I mean, throughout the week. um, so just getting that in every day kind of fills that void if I'm not getting enough omegas. Um, and then the spirulina chlorella, I think I'm saying it right without looking at the label. Um, I don't think I'm getting enough greens in, um, just because I don't really go to the grocery store that often to just keep fresh fruits and vegetables in there. I try to, but I think as far as how much we're actually required to have every day, I'm pretty sure I'm not hitting that quotient. So I take that just to get my greens in, maybe some peace of mind. Why not? Um, and then the vitamin B, I take that every day. It's a good for energy and helps. I'm pretty sure it also helps with like hair and nail support. So gotta keep that growing. But yeah, they're having a sale right now. So if you were ever interested in trying anything out, now would be a good time to get a little bit of money off. And their side note, shipping has been pretty good compared to a lot of sites that are all pretty overwhelmed with FedEx and UPS tracking. So they are pretty good about getting their stuff to you fairly quickly. And then side note on the protein, I do have the whey, but they also sell plant-based protein, which I have tried, and it's pretty good as far as plant-based protein mixes. If you've ever tried a couple that taste pretty much like cardboard, those are that's not the case for the Onnit plant-based protein. So moving forward, just to sum up this live session, there is an accountability challenge that I started this week. Feel free to send me an email if you want to get started. Pretty much this week, we're just finishing up or starting consults, getting everybody kind of set up to use the right applications. If you want to start next week, that's fine too. It's not very strict as far as how many people can sign up. Everybody is welcome. And if you need any more points of contact, if you didn't see the off of Instagram, I am on Slack for direct messaging and some announcements. I'm also doing the YouTube thing now, so looking forward to posting some videos about stretching, mobility exercises that we can get done while we're at home. We also have the EXOSathome.com site where there's live streaming videos. Currently working on figuring out how you guys can view that if you are on the Samsung VPN. I know there's been